welcome and everyone to the parent meeting and the early bird registration for this next school year. I want to acknowledge here the presence of several of our teachers, our current teachers, and some of our new teachers, all that are joining us. And I have to tell you, to me, this is actually kind of a little emotional because it is amazing to see really what the Lord has done, okay, for us. In this just 2 years, we have been able to grow this academy in a spectacular way, and we have been richly blessed with fantastic students, amazing teachers, and actually, one of the main things that I'm so amazed really is the model of education that we have here. Uh, Fantastic, because here we are really doing things for the love of learning. The students, the teachers, the families, everyone who participates, we are really doing it for the love of learning. This has been probably the first educational experience that I have had where there's pretty much no coercion, okay? The students are invited to learn, to participate, to collaborate, and to show what they are learning in a free way, and they do, okay? The most incredible thing is that they are always willing to do that. And that has been an amazing thing for us to witness. All of the teachers here can attest to that, how different it is to teach in an environment where the love of learning and the actual education is the main driver for everything that we do. Okay. And so I really appreciate that very much. I consider that to be really a miraculous thing and something that the Lord has blessed us with. I have to also acknowledge that all the families that have come here to the academy have come also kind of voluntarily, okay, freely, and families can become members of the academy for free. We invite everyone to come and collaborate. Every single one of the teachers that we have had and the ones that we are having this next year have also been sent really to work with us. And it is incredible to me to see the caliber of the teachers that we are having. Let me share the screen with you. So the agenda for today is to see the courses that we have now for 2024-25 school year. You are going to be blown away really by what we have prepare for you. So if you go here to this link here where you see 2024 courses, you now have access to all the courses that are ready for early birth registration, okay? We have 3 courses taught by Christelle Fox, our arts teacher. We have 2 business courses coming up, fall and winter. We have several English courses now for learning grammar, composition, lots of writing courses. The English 1 and 2 are more kind of like a middle school level. The 3 and 5 course are more on the, early high school. And then the English 4, the Advanced English Right to Think course, is kind of more for the the older high school students or the ones that have already taken some of the basic courses here with us. We have a new course, the Fundamental Family Unit, that is going to be taught by Mr. Heyman. We have a World Geography course. We have 2 government courses also taught by Mr. Heyman, 5,000-Year Leap and the American Government and Economics. Fantastic courses. We are with 2 history courses, also taught by Mr. Heyman. He is our main history buff here. And we have the Story of Liberty and a new course on United States history. This course is going to really teach the real history of our blessed nation. Okay. And we are not unapologetically and looking at all the source documents and the information, really how it is to see the hand of God in the foundation of this country. We have a very, very important series of courses here. These are kind of elective courses, if you wish, all right? I don't know how to call them, but they are actually very important. The Health and Wellness course, the Leadership course is going to be taught again by Mr. Andy Heyman, okay? We have a new course, Inner Victory. This is a course that is going to be taught by Tim Hall, one of our new teachers. And this course was created actually by a BYU Idaho professor, and is so important and critical that we have developed, with American Heritage Schools' help, a high school version of this. And now we are able to offer this course here in our academy, okay? We have the Innovators, Inventors, and Heroes course by Trent Merrill, a College Preparation and Success course, all right, taught by Annika Hall. I don't think that there's any relation between Mr. Hall and Mrs. Hall, and Tim Hall, but I have to tell you, Annika Hall, all right, that is going to be teaching this College Preparation and Success course that was also, I think, developed and tested at BYU Idaho. She was one of my students several years ago in biology while her family was living in Bolivia. So this is awesome. We are seeing kind of the second generation. All right. We have also another live course on applied practical excellence. This is a more advanced leadership. And then for literature, we are having, let me see, 4 courses in literature. Discovering True Identity, taught again by Ty Crossley. Hero's Journey, this is a fantastic course by one of our new teachers, Enoch Hansaker. Classic Romance is going to be taught by my daughter, Julie Riboldi, and she selected a fabulous selection of courses that is going to be really, really cool. How to, learn the proper way of having human relationships. This is all sorts of human relationships through literature. We also are going to have a World War II Heroes and Literature course by Trent Merrill, Shakespeare and Joyful Poetry by one of our new teachers, Nellie Boyer, and these are going to be semester courses. Okay, now for math, we are going to have pre-algebra, algebra 1, algebra 2, and trigonometry. and of course the geometry course that I have taught also in the past. This is a full set of math courses and curriculum. We have a full high school here available for you. We have a Python 1 programming fundamentals course. This is also going to be taught by my oldest son, Christian Riboldi, that is a very good engineer and programmer. And he's planning on developing a series of 5 programming courses. Okay. This is going to be really a way for the students to become programmers at the end of this series. So if you take this whole series of courses, you will be able to get a full programming job after high school. Okay, for sure. We have a world religions course taught by Alan Powell. Okay, this is our geography teacher. And this course is going to explore all the world religions and talk with people that practice their religions. Okay, so this is going to be all from a very positive ecumenical way of looking at religion and worshiping of God. For science, we have anatomy and physiology, biology, physics, chemistry, and engineering principles. We have a new science teacher that is going to help me out, and she is going to be teaching the physics and the chemistry course, Kristen Wilkinson, that is here in the meeting. And then this engineering principles course is going to be taught by my second son, Clyde Riboldi, who is a mechanical engineer. And he is going to be basically, this is like an advanced physics course. Okay, this is going to be a really fun, challenging, but accessible course for those students who now want to learn and see, okay, how do we apply all the things that we have learned in physics. Last but not least, we have Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, taught by Mr. Rule Heyman. Okay, so this is about, I think that the last time I checked is 40 courses. Okay, and it's quite a miracle what we have here. Our goal in offering all these courses is really to give families all over the world an opportunity to really complement their homeschooling with whatever they need for their middle school and high school students. Okay. All the courses follow the similar pattern of how the lessons are set up, how the courses are structured. So once the students become familiar with this, it's easy sailing, really, okay? So the students are able to manage with the courses really, really well. I have already also published here under the info and links section. So if you click here on the side, you are able to now see the 2024 and 25 school year. Okay. And we have here a link to the weekly calendar. And look at this. This is a full schedule. We really have a full schedule of courses for you to choose. I recommend not to take too many courses, okay? So pace yourselves, all right? Make sure that the students have a variety of activities and things to do, but this is going to be the schedule of the courses that we have open. Remember that this 1 hour of the live class is really the the tip of the iceberg, or the cherry on top of the cake. Okay, the cake is all the study that the students do during the week, and that takes about 3 to 4 hours of work for the students to do that. All right, so don't overload your schedule, okay? Because we really want the students to not be stressed out, but to focus on learning. So, but we have a variety here of courses. The different colors in this schedule indicate the different teachers that are teaching the courses, okay? So, like, for example, here, I claim all the 8 to 9 a.m. hour for my courses. Okay, that's my prerogative, early morning, and I'm done with that. All right, but we have really pretty much the whole schedule full for you to choose which courses to take. You can also download here the PDF file of the weekly calendar, so you can print it and keep it handy. Mm-hmm. Here I have also the yearly calendar. This is the school calendar for the year. We are going to start classes in August 26th and finish May 23rd. Okay, so this still follows 32 weeks of classes, and we are going to, have a fall break, Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, a winter break, and also a spring break. Okay, some of the breaks are kind of slightly different because we have to accommodate the Monday classes in order to have the same number of classes for those classes that are on Monday. Okay, so, but this is also accessible to you. Any questions so far about courses and schedules and calendar?
I was just wondering if there is prerequisites for some of these, and do I find that on I was looking at some of them and I was just like, I don't know if this would be too much or what it's considered, and maybe I'm just not looking at the right place. I'm sorry.
No, this is an excellent question. So now, I ran out of time, okay, to prepare, but we are going to make kind of, if you wish, like a progression schedule suggesting the different way of how the students should progress in the classes. The only ones that are really with prerequisites are the English courses, okay? The English courses, and we basically have, by the number of the course, you can kind of know what would be the prerequisite, okay? Like I mentioned here in English, 1 and 2 are kind of more middle school level. 3 and 5 are kind of high school level, and then the 4 is more advanced. So we should change the numbering of these two so I don't keep messing that up. Okay, so we'll do that, but that is that. Then, of course, that the other courses that are kind of with prerequisites would be the math courses, and logically you follow pre-algebra, algebra 1, algebra 2, and geometry. Geometry could be taken at any time, really, okay? That one, because it's very, very different. But the algebra 1, pre-algebra 1 and 2, they have to kind of be in that order. So if your students have already taken from some other place something that corresponds to algebra 1, then of course they can go directly to algebra 2, okay? Or if they have finished the algebra 1 course this year, they can go to algebra 2, okay? In the science courses, I don't think that there's really any prerequisites necessarily. I have seen students successfully taking these courses in any order, Probably the engineering principles, I would say that would be for students that have taken at least Algebra 1.
I was wondering, I guess specifically as well with the literature classes, with the numbers, do those go in order by that as well? Like I'm looking at the Lit 5, Lit 4, would you consider like those to be higher level high school courses, or would you say it's similar to like the science, like there's not much of a prerequisite?
No, in these ones, the literature courses can be also taken in any order. Okay, they are really, you know, part of our philosophy. So the courses that we have an order are because of the subject matter kind of requires that. Okay. For most of the other courses, we want the students to choose the course that they feel more attracted to, okay, that they really want to, say, oh, I really would love to read this, okay, or explore this type of literature. So for example, when you click on a course, okay, when you click here, before you buy the course, you can actually look at the overview of the course. What are the required resources? And you can even preview the first week of the course. Okay. So this is going to give you a good, taste of what the course is going to be about and so on. So for example, here in this course, the required resources, these are the books that we are going to read. The Scarlet Pimpernel, Far from the Madding Crowd, Friendly Persuasion, and When Knighthood Was in Flower. Okay. So each course is going to have this type of information that will allow you and your students to decide what to take. Okay. And we really encourage you to work with your students to see what is going to be, of most interest. Okay. Marcy, you asked here in the chat, I see, will any of the math cover calculus, engineering principles maybe? Kristen, if I remember correctly, the Algebra 2 will cover the Algebra 2, quadratic equations and so on, and then trigonometry, but we don't do calculus yet. Okay, so next year, we are hoping and planning on developing a calculus course, okay, to then study derivatives and integrals. Clyde, in the engineering principles course, do the students, what are the prerequisites as far as math goes for that?
I think Clyde had to go for work, but he did say physics is a good one to take either before or concurrently with it. But he will not be going into all of the math as far as calculus goes, because it's engineering fundamental principles only. And so basically what he wants is for the students to be able to recognize the symbols and the math and how it's used when they take the classes later or if they've taken the classes before.
Excellent. So I hope that helps with this issue about prerequisites. Any other question about courses or schedules so far? I think that there's a couple of questions back on the calendar. Let me share the screen again and show that again here on the yearly calendar, just in case. Okay, oops, so this is the 24-25. So the first day of classes is August 26. That is the beginning of the fall semester, and the fall semester ends on January 17, actually. So we have a couple of weeks after the Christmas break for the fall semester. All right. And then the second semester starts on January 20th, and it goes to May 23rd. So that is how that is organized. Okay. At least that is what I have so far. There may be a couple of corrections here to the calendar, but I'm trying to make sure that we are. I'm going to now show. So we have here the calendars, and this is the tuition information for this next school year. We have not increased the price. Okay. The price is the same, all right? And in fact, we are actually going to have this time, okay, so from April 16 to the end of May, okay, I think that this should say May 31st and close parentheses, okay? This is the time for the early birth registration, which is now officially open and available. You can register and you get priority seating for the class, a 10% discount, so you can buy the yearly courses 540 instead of 600, and 270 for the semester-long courses instead of 300, okay? You also get a receipt for reimbursement, all right? So there are several programs that allow you to get a reimbursement in different states for the courses that you take with our academy, okay? But so you can present the receipt that way. We are going to make sure that the receipt indicates that the classes, even though you are paying now, the classes start in August and finish in May or January, depending on the type of class, yearly or semester. The yearly registration is going to start in June, okay, after the early birth registration, and we are still offering a 5% discount on the yearly registration, and you still also get the receipt for reimbursement on that. And also starting in June, we have the monthly registration. So if you want to do the monthly registration, you need to wait until June to start that. And June to May, the tuition is going to be basically 12 installments of $50 each, July to May 55, August to May 60, and September to May 67. Okay, so that is how the tuition is going to be. And this is per course, per student. The next thing that I wanted to show you is in the here in the website, we have this place of parents posts and questions where you can actually, ask any questions, and I, answer the questions as fast as I can, all right? But these would be questions that would be interesting or important for anyone, all right? Any parent and so on. But if you have a question, you can ask it there. If you want to have a question directly to me or to one of the teachers, you click here on the chat icon, and then you can search for a specific person. Okay, so for example, I can do a chat, start a new chat, okay, and look for Rule Heyman, all right, and then do that and start the chat here with one of the teachers, okay? So that is how the website basically works. So you have the list of courses over here, and then you have the information for the other, the other parts of the website. I'm going to also, I always ask parents and students to put a picture in their profile. This is my test student account, so that is why I don't have a picture in there, but we want basically for security reasons, we want everyone to have a picture indicating where they are from. And also, the website doesn't allow us to kind of indicate whose parent to whom and so on. And so if in your profile, you can put kind of the names of your students, that will help us to find the right students, okay? Each person has their own profile. So this is an important question. So we have Rachel, you are asking, do students have separate profile from parents? Yes. And one of the most important things to remember is make sure that when you register for a course, you log out of your account. So you come here, you click on the power icon here to log out, you go back to the landing page, and then you sign in with your student account, okay? So if you were with the parent account, you need to sign in with the student account, and then you can buy the course. You have to buy the course under the student account that is taking the course, okay? One of the reasons, well, there are several reasons for that, but it really helps. If not, it messes things up quite a bit. Okay. And another reason is that parents can also be students and take these courses. So if you want to actually take a course on watercolor, all right, or one of the literature courses and everything, you certainly are welcome to also register as a student. We have had several parents participating in these courses as students, and I think that they have had a very enjoyable experience with that. What is a reasonable number of classes for a motivated student? My son is taking one this past year, and I'm certain he could do more next year, but I don't want him to be overwhelmed. So I'm going to invite some of the students here that are taking multiple classes, or some of the parents that have students taking multiple classes, to help me out and tell, share what is what has been your experience with your family, okay? So if you want to do that, that would be excellent. Mm-hmm.
I would take 3 or 4 max. Otherwise, yeah, I would get a lot of homework and a lot of stuff.
Excellent. Thomas, which classes have you taken this year?
Innovators, Inventors, and Heroes.
Excellent. Excellent. Yes. Certainly students can take more than one. All right. But again, I don't want to be that, you are all the time on the computer. Okay. That is really my take on things. Samuel?
I'm in 3 classes right now, and it's a lot, but I don't think it's too much.
Okay, which classes are you taking, Sam?
Geometry, 5,000 Year Leap, and leadership.
Excellent, excellent. So see, there's kind of a variety of courses, and they have kind of a different workload. And so that is kind of how you decide which courses to take. Mm-hmm. Marcy, you commented there about you're taking a class as a parent. Could you tell us more about your experience with that?
Yes, I would love to. I took your biology class last year and I just loved it. I've been thinking about it so much since then. Sad I'm not taking a class this year, but daughter was taking it at the same time and a different time, and it helped us to relate to one another. It helped me to understand, and there are so many new things that have been discovered since I took classes when I was younger, that I just found connections to so many things. It was wonderful.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much. Which classes are your children taking this year? Mm-hmm.
My 17-year-old Natalie is taking geometry, anatomy and physiology, and 5,000 Year Leap. And at first it was a lot, but she's adjusted and learned how to balance some of that better. Each of my other older sons are taking geometry and then algebra. So
Excellent.
they like it a lot.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. So that is great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Trent Downey, you mentioned something about your daughter. Could you tell us about her experience? Mm-hmm.
So she took the writing and composition English class the first semester, and then she also takes Spanish and biology, and I'm having a hard time remembering the fourth one, but they're pretty heavy duty classes for the most part, I think, and they keep her pretty busy, but if she really wanted to, she could organize her time better and probably fit in another one, I think. But she also does sports, so that keeps her pretty busy too.
That is great. And you know, that is actually, thank you for mentioning that. I really highly recommend that your students do some physical activity class. All right, that is paramount. Sports, the art classes that we are offering, that are actually very critical and important, because it's a very different type of a skill that is so cathartic to dwell in the arts. All right. So, for example, I can actually see a good motivated student taking an art class, a literature class, English, a science course, you know. So you can have really, and then one of the electives, one of the life classes, you know, the leadership or entrepreneurship, right? So there's really, if you have a variety of courses, I think that things will be very manageable. Could a student try 4 or 5 classes, how they can balance them, and then drop a class or 2 if needed? Does that work? So let me share the screen with you and tell you about how that works. Okay. That is not the preferred methodology, okay, of course, but sometimes that happens. And we have under the info and links section, we have also videos that have an orientation on the whole academy. And part of what we have here, you know, so we have information about how to navigate the courses, how to plan the weekly schedule, how to reach out to teachers, how to conduct yourself, how to use chat appropriately. This is a lot of the rules basically for the students, okay? The attendance and commitments, and we have here a refund policy. So the refund policy explains how that works, okay? So you know, that is what we have here so far. There is an administrative fee for processing a refund, okay? And if you pay a monthly, if you register with a monthly installments, then there's also there a refund fee applied to that, okay? So we would rather not have you do that, you know, over scheduling, okay? I really don't think that is a good way of doing it, because if you register for 4 or 5 courses, kind of knowing that I'm going to drop 1 or 2, you are going to start the school year with a very high stress student and then trying to correct that. Okay. So I don't think that that is a healthy way of starting the school year. All right. So I actually prefer that you do it kind of the other way around. Just, pace yourself and take the courses, register in the courses that the student is interested in taking. So there are many questions about, is a student too young for a class? So our classes, especially the ones that are, except for the ones that are kind of like we mentioned already that have prerequisites, we have seen and experienced very young students actually being very successful at taking these classes with older students. So what I have learned and seen is that age is one of the least important variables. The most important variable is interest, is curiosity, is wanting to learn. Okay. We have some really young students taking classes and you cannot stop them. They are amazing. So that is really the trick. And if you have a student that you don't know for sure, how is going to work and this and that, how am I going to ensure that they develop this love of learning? Then my main recommendation is have them choose one class. Okay, have them start slowly. Have them look at the class that they, through all the catalog, and choose whatever class they are more interested in. All the classes are designed really and taught by teachers to help develop the love of learning. In every single one of our teachers is this way. And so that is my recommendation for younger students. You can see that, for example, Annika, you put there, could you comment more about your class? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just put in there that I would recommend a sophomore or junior for my class. So don't think it's just for seniors right before they're getting into college. A lot of what we'll be going over will be in preparation for that. So making sure you've got all your ducks in a row and ready before you have to apply, which is usually during your senior year. So if you can have that ahead of time, then awesome. If not, then anybody is welcome. Any high schooler, I would say.
Yes, excellent. So, but this is also a very important course on how to prepare to go into college and succeed in college. Mm-hmm. So fascinating offering. Thank you, Annika. I'm going now to introduce a new program that we are going to offer in our academy. Okay, let me go over and share the screen. We are always wanting to see how can we enhance the love of learning, the whole experience for the students, and at the same time, make things more affordable, all right? And so we are going to start this next year the Student Mentor Scholarship Program. This should have program behind the picture there. All right, okay. But the idea here is that, and this is going to be available for current students taking classes with us. And out of the current students, each teacher is going to look at the students that have taken their class and going to say, I would like to offer the scholarship mentor program to this, and that student. Okay, so this is going to be by invitation from the teachers to the students. And this is for the students who have demonstrated academic ability, responsibility, and love of learning. All right. So those students that have done well in the classes then will be invited to participate as a student mentor. And the student mentors then are going to be trained. Okay, the teachers will invite and train the student mentors. And the student mentors' work during the year is going to be to work with the teacher the following, so the 24-25 school year, and help mentor the new students taking the class. Okay, giving feedback, encouragement, answering questions, work with the teachers, everything in order to improve the experience for the students that are now taking that same class. Okay. As a reward for that work, the student mentors will receive a 50% refund on another class that they are taking. Okay. So if, let's say, okay, we have Samuel, all right, Samuel is taking, which one are you with me? So you are in biology, okay? I believe it's biology or geometry. I think that one of the two. Okay, so Samuel is doing really well in that. Which one is it, Samuel, that you are taking with me?
Geometry.
Geometry. Okay, so Samuel is doing pretty well with geometry. Then I could invite Samuel to be a student mentor, okay, for me next year. I see Danon here also, you're also a good student, there we go. And so then they can help me with the class, and then they can receive a 50% discount on taking another course this following year. So that is how this program works. All right. Any questions about this program? And this is all, again, we are not compelling anyone. This is all by invitation and goodwill. I didn't have time to put things together, but we are actually going to do a similar program for micro schools or kind of small group homeschooling, okay, homeschooling groups of families. And the idea there is going to be that if you can gather other families, other homeschooling families that live close by you in your area, maybe in your ward or your neighborhood, and you can decide, what, we are going to take together, I don't know, Algebra 2. So we have all the students that are kind of in the same level and everything. So we are going to take the class together. And so the students would register to the class individually, each one as themselves. But then the idea is that the students can get together and watch and participate in the live class as a group together, okay? And then they can decide to do the homework together in someone's class, in someone's home, instead of working individually. So if you have one, or you can have a group of two, okay? I've seen that very, very successful. And the idea then is that one of the parents in the group would be the mentor for the students in that group. And then the parent gets a 50% discount for a course that one of their children is taking. That is also the idea behind this. So it's kind of the same thing that we are doing with the students mentoring program, but for small groups and families. Okay. So those are the things that we are going to be testing. The whole idea here is to see how can we make these courses more affordable and also with a more close social experience. All the students are having also a fantastic experience, having friends online and everything, but it is really fun to see some of the students taking these courses together. We have some siblings that take courses together, but we have also some friends that are taking the same class and they are in the same room watching the class together. So that is, more information will be coming on this, on all these other programs and everything. So again, the idea is if you can put together a group of students, a group is more than one. Okay, it can be two. All right. And you can just invite someone to take the class with you. You can take the class together, watch the live class, participate together, complete the assignments together, all right, at your discretion in someone's house and whatnot. But each student registers basically by themselves, okay? And then one of the parents in the group would be the mentor for that particular group of students and that class. And that parent will receive a 50% refund, basically. The way that it's going to actually work, these discounts are not discounts, are going to be refunds, 50% refund on the fee that you paid for another course. So Beth is also saying, join the North County group if you want to coordinate that in the Utah County. So this is another thing that is very useful for the website. We have under here, so local groups. So if you have here under local groups, you can create a local group for the families that are close by, okay? And so, for example, we have a North County group, a Europe group. We have several families in Europe, and we have a Draper Sandy group. I would like, if you want to organize a group in that area, this would be the place to do it. And in fact, we are going to basically use this feature of the website in order to manage these kind of micro schools or local homeschooling groups. All right. So Beth Boyle will be very happy to join with other families here in North Utah County to study and take classes together. Sandy, you mentioned here in the chat about the self-paced options and courses. We've tried to do the self-paced courses this year with my classes, and I have decided, at least at this point, that we are not going to offer these self-paced courses anymore. They are still open for the students that are taking the course, but we are not going to do it in the future. And the reason for that was that I didn't feel that the learning experience of these self-paced courses was adequate. Okay. So I wasn't satisfied with the learning outcomes that I'm seeing from the students taking the classes. All right. So there are certainly other providers of self-paced style courses and things like that. And if the schedule or the style doesn't fit what we do here, then it's fine to do those other courses. But I have to tell you, it wasn't really what I would have liked to see. Okay, so that is why we are probably not going to do that in the future. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. There may be some self-paced courses for parents. Okay, so we are going to offer. Rule, tell us about some of the courses that you are planning that are more for parents than for younger students that could be offered as a self-paced course.
So, thank you, Dr. Pablo. So this last year, Marlene Peterson and I talked about a motherhood class. And so I created an 8-hour course. It's a self-paced course. And a lot of mothers took it last summer, and then it's going to be offered again. It's offered anytime. But we're looking at a fatherhood course. I mean, a lot of different options. So it's not just me. We've got some great people, great parents that are part of this academy, and you're welcome to take an idea, something that you're passionate about, that you think particularly parents could really enjoy. At least during the summer, at least winter, I should say, school year is pretty difficult for a lot of, I found, for moms and dads, but the summer might be a time to launch those. I haven't really looked at self-paced courses for students. It might have just been for parents right now, but that's an option as well. I do know, let me just put a plug in for self-paced. I do have one student, very, very motivated. She has not been able to attend one of my classes, and she faithfully watches the videos. She does the work. And if I'm late at all in getting that video up, she's right there. And she's had an amazing experience. So a lot of it really depends on the student, on their motivation and so forth. But I don't have a lot of other students that are wanting, that are looking for a self-paced course right now.
That's right. And so if you have a student that really wants to take a class, but the timing of the schedule doesn't fit their schedule, then they are certainly welcome to take the class kind of self-paced, if you wish, but complete it at their time. All right. But this student that you are mentioning, she's staying on top of the course. Right. Every single week. Mm-hmm.
Well, and one thing too, I've offered, as I found out how much she's really enjoyed the class, I've said to her and her mother, I would be happy at any time just to get on Zoom and just talk more, go into depth, find out what she's enjoying, so she can have that live experience or some connection with me. So there's that offer as well that teachers can work out with their own individual students. So.
Excellent. So that is what we are going to basically do for kind of self-paced. Is basically you can still take the class, all right, just watch the recording of the class and then interact with the students through the class chat and the discussions and the assignments and everything like every other student does. Okay. So, Christelle, you put there in the chat also the motherhood course was fantastic. And I've seen that in the comments from all the mothers.
Okay, so I just wanted to clarify. You're saying that students could register for a course, and rather than, for example, if the time didn't work, they could still take that course, watch the videos, interact with the teacher. They just wouldn't be interacting with the students during the live class. Is that correct? So it would be like a self-paced course, but run at the pace of the regular class if they were consistent.
Exactly.
Okay.
That is exactly right. Okay. Yeah. And so, and that basically affords you the flexibility of still taking the class that the student really wants to take, even if the schedule doesn't fit their timing. Okay. So is the experience exactly the same? Well, it's not exactly the same because they cannot, as they watch the video, they cannot ask a question right then and there, but they can actually just type a question in the chat and ask it as they are watching the video. Okay. So, but that would be the recommendation. Well, The only other thing that I have to say, to share with you is this reminds me of that movie Field of Dreams. Okay. In that movie, the whole idea is if you build the field of baseball, the players will come. Okay. If you build it, they will come. We have built it. Okay, we are making here a full online high school of the best caliber, with fantastic teachers and amazing families. We have now over 2,300 members in the website. Okay, so most of these accounts are parent accounts, but they certainly represent at least one student. Okay, and so we really want to make sure that we fill these classes, that we have as many students as we can handle, and if the demand for more courses is there, we will continue inviting more inspiring teachers to come and join us. My vision for this academy is that this will become the largest and best online high school, middle school, and high school in the world. All right, to provide the type of true education and education for the mind, education for the heart, and education for the soul for families around the world. I would love to see groups of teachers in Europe teaching these courses in other languages, in other time zones, all right, in the Pacific Islands, having groups of teachers that are also inspiring teachers that are going to gather those families that need this type of education everywhere. So the model that we have is extensible, is sustainable, is actually very affordable, because you can take however many courses you want or need. Okay, and I think that this is really something that the Lord has done for us at the right time. I want to thank you for your attendance, your participation, and questions. All right, thank you all the teachers for coming.
Pablo, we love you and appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You have no idea how awesome it is to work with this group of teachers and students and families. Each one of you is really a part of my life. So thank you so much.